Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Taurus? The Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy at the foundation of the reading, Taurus. Taurus, there's an energy here surrounding your foundation, your stability. This could be living situations, this could be work. Just take it as it fits. But there's some sort of transformation that's trying to come through for you. But the key ingredient for this happening is you really realizing just how much power you have in this particular area. Because I'm feeling an energy of you being taken advantage of, surrounding some sort of circumstance here. I feel like you're really being held back is what it comes down to, Taurus. There's an energy here of manipulation. There's also an energy here for some of you of wasting your resources, when I feel like you could get more for your energy, for your money, for your time, however this shows up in your particular situation, should you go it alone or have a course redirection. There's an energy here that's definitely trying to make you feel like you don't have what it takes to pull this off, Taurus. But I think you're finally starting to see the truth, that you can do it much better than whatever this energy is here, this opposing energy, or you can get more for your energy. Heavy, heavy energy surrounding using you, just really draining you out of your resources, but more energetically speaking. But you're finally starting to see the truth. The smoke is starting to clear. And in doing so, you're really starting to see just how much power you have, Taurus. You're seeing yourself in the correct light. This really is an energy of just being around people who just want to bring out the absolute worst in you. Rather than nurture all the great things about you, they nurture the most low vibrational behavioral patterns. They nurture your shadow. And we all have it. We all have light. We all have shadow, right? Let's just say the shadow side of us are behavioral patterns that aren't for our highest good. Things that I feel like you've either overcome, Taurus, or you're trying to overcome. But there's not a supportive energy around you. It's like the more work you do on yourself, the more they try to trigger this shadow in you. But they're doing this as a means to keep you stuck, so you can't move forward. What do we have at the sacral? Wow. Stuck is right. 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the sacral. So an energy of really just being stuck in the past, making you feel like all the expectations you have for yourself are completely unrealistic. This is the energy of some sort of karmic cycle, just a repeating pattern year after year, over and over and over again. And you've been in this energy, Taurus, hoping that things were going to get better. But they've just gotten progressively worse. They've just deteriorated a little more with each passing day. I'm hearing the sound of a skipping record right now, and I'm seeing a record needle bouncing up and down on a warped, tired, worn-out record. I feel like this is representative of the story that these energies have been pitching to you for too long now, and nothing has ever changed. All it's done is just made you realize just how much potential and power you have. I just heard there's got to be a better way. What do we have at the solar plexus? Too many cards. The Star, Knight of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. I was just getting ready to say that better days are ahead, Taurus. But you need to leave this energy behind. I feel like this energy is the common denominator in everything negative that's really happened in your life. Person, place, work environment, addiction, behavioral pattern, whatever this represents to you. But there's an energy here coming through for you, a supportive energy, which is telling you that it's time to start preparing, Taurus. That vision that you're holding on to is right on target. That it's not just some wild, crazy dream. You can actually pull this off, however this resonates for you. But I feel like some of you are concerned about having to pursue the unknown. You don't know how things are going to unfold for you. But Taurus, I also feel like you're getting to the point where venturing off into that energy of the unknown is better than what you're dealing with now. I know that energy so well. I myself had to do this a few years back. I knew that carving out my own path, getting away from the individuals I was around, even if I didn't know how it was going to unfold or turn out, I just started to think about the worst case scenario, and I prepared myself for that because I knew even the worst case was better than what I had surrounding me. I feel like this is the point you've gotten to now, or you're quickly approaching this energy. You mustn't put your happiness on the back burner any longer, Taurus. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable, and all you're doing is delaying the life that you're meant to be living. You're living inside of an idea of what other individuals have in mind for you. And that's so interesting because I was thinking today about how we're living in a time in history where the powers that be are really trying to put us in a box inside an idea of living the way they want us to live, right? The mechanisms of control are becoming more overwhelming with each passing year. Every year, there's just a new thing put in place to control our lives. And that, Taurus, is a macro version of what's happening in your life. So this is really a good example of how macro to micro works. Typically speaking, things that are happening in our life, which can be perceived as the micro, is happening on a macro somewhere on the world stage. I myself have put down every event that I'm dealing with in my life to something that's happening on a world stage. And then the macro above the world stage would be, universally speaking, which would be in alignment with what's happening astrologically. So there's many layers, there's many depths, there's many vantage points here, Taurus. But in saying all that, change is inevitable. If you've been down, you're destined to be on top. It's just how the world, our universe, works. This is evolution. You're never on the bottom forever. A lot of you have been on the bottom for a long time, and now you're going to spend, most likely, the rest of your lives on top. The first part of my entire life, I was down. I was perceivably on the bottom, the underdog. This right here is exactly what I'm picking up, Taurus. Picking up an energy of an underdog here. Somebody who's been down for too long. But there's an energy here supporting you, Taurus, in turning this all around. It's time to take control back over your life. Balanced solar plexus energy. If there's any area of your life, Taurus, where you're feeling powerless or inferior, it's time to break out of those chains. Break out of the idea of what people have in mind for you. It's a terrifying phrase as well. What people have in mind for you. And what's even more terrifying, Taurus, is most of the time you don't even know that this is actually taking place in your life. Most of us are just born into this. We're born into a structure that we did not design. We had no influence or say-so on the system of control that we entered into. And again, micro to macro. It happens in our own individual lives. And then once we start to wake up to this, we see that it's happening on a macro scale. What do we have at the heart, please? Hermit, Virgo energy at the heart. There's a need for introspection here, Taurus. Depending on how this energy is showing up in your life, I feel like the divine really wants to connect with you, send you some downloads and some guidance, but you need to start asking for clarity surrounding this energy in your life, because a lot of you are starting to see the cracks in the paint, that something's up, that this is not the life you're supposed to be living. And you're correct. The best way to position yourself to receive these downloads, Taurus, is to find yourself in some sort of solitude. Take a time out. Disconnect from the day-to-day grind, the grind that is really put in place to distract us and waste our life clock minutes so we don't have the energy to focus on going inward for clarity and connecting with our higher self, meditating and clearing out that intuitive channel, that information highway, the information highway that is bogged down with traffic, rubbish, garbage that we pick up in our day-to-day. We want to trust our intuition, but how can we when we're so distracted by the matrix, by the system of control around us? So again, we're starting to see now the connection between the macro and the micro. It's all connected, Taurus. But the way we fight this, Taurus, the way you fight this, is to just be aware and to move in a manner where you cannot be influenced by this mechanism that's been put in place. And how do you do that? Well, you do that by connecting to divine source energy, creating that relationship between you and your own intuition, moving forward with a new mechanism of control in place, the one that you have built right inside of you that they do not want you using, Taurus. Oh no. Because the more you start to use your intuitive guidance only, without the need for outside assistance or guidance, starting to see anybody's advice as really unsolicited, it's just completely useless. And this also has a way of illuminating to you the true nature of this structure that's put in place. You start to see people in a different light. You start to see the world through a different lens. You start to see the world with no filter on that lens, Taurus. We have to live inside this world. We have to live inside this mechanism of control, but you don't have to be controlled by it. And there's nothing they can do about it, Taurus. All they can do is just try to put more structures in place as a means to try and get you to self-sabotage. See, this is what this is all about, self-sabotaging. You know, the devil himself cannot touch you. He can only send energies towards you to indoctrinate you into this system of control. Behavioral patterns, addictions, toxic relationships in your life. This is how the devil gets you. This is how the matrix, the system of control, gets you. But if you're tuned in to this higher divine source energy that, again, you have access to from within yourself, you can navigate this energy beautifully, Taurus. Fear just starts to melt away. The pressures of our everyday lives become easier and easier to deal with. Wow. Goes along perfectly with what I just said. Hangman. Pisces energy at the throat. This is you letting go of the ideas, the system of control that they have for you. You're seeing things from a higher perspective, a universal vantage point. Waking up to the illusions, the lies that's been put in place. The red tights that he's wearing here, it's connecting me to the root chakra. And see how you're hung up here, but you've kicked out a leg? This is you exiting yourself from the system of control, the restrictions that have been put in place in your life, Taurus. You're starting to see individuals around you like they're traitors, like they all had some sort of ulterior motive against you and your path. But why? That's the big question here, Taurus. Why? Why would anybody want to control another human being like this? Taurus, it's because they want to put out the light inside of you. It's a war for vibration. It's a war between light and dark. They want to spread darkness. We want to spread light. They want to steal hope. We want to give it. And the more you become aware of this, the more you start to notice it in everything that surrounds you. It's in literally everything. And you also start to notice just how many people have sold out to this idea. It's overwhelming. You know, Taurus, I'm very much tapped into the collective energy at all times. I have my finger on the pulse of the collective because of how many of you that I work with through personal readings, also tapping into the collective energy to do these collective reads. I understand what's going on, or enough of it, to be able to deliver these messages to where hopefully some of you can start to see the light and self-empower. And it's wild, Taurus. Every single day, it just seems to get crazier and crazier out there. But as long as we stay focused, as long as we continue to do what we came here to do, and I do feel like I'm speaking to a lot of light workers right now. Some of you know this about yourself, and some of you don't. But I'll go as far as saying that if you were drawn to this reading, chances are you're most likely on the light side of the fence. You're here to make a difference. How do you make a difference? Well, Taurus, you continue to have hope. You continue to go for those true heart's desires. You continue to live a happy, abundant life, or you start moving towards this because it is your destiny. It's actually on this table. Magician at the foundation. You have all the tools you need to do this. It was given to you before you even came here. As long as you continue to do this, then we will continue to win the war. Fortunately, there is more light in this world than there is darkness. Though sometimes that may seem untrue, you have to understand that if there was more darkness in this world, Taurus, we simply would cease to exist. See, the darkness wants de-evolution, wants to unravel humanity. But all you really have to do, Taurus, in the micro version to our macro version, is to live in this energy of purpose, to keep pushing forward. Stand in your power, in your strength. Discover who you are and enough of what you came here to do, and live the best possible life you can with the tools that the divine gave you before you even came here. You have it all inside of you, Taurus. Really, all you have to do is remove any of those energies from your life who try to tell you differently and want to keep you in a cycle of karma with them, in a cycle of generational karma where there's no evolution. What do we have at the third eye? Wow. Judgment. Pluto, Scorpio energy at the third eye. What a powerful spread we have here, Taurus. Major awakenings happening in your life. A lot of you are in the midst of an ascension. Really depends where you are on the timeline, but this is the energy that's available. Okay, so it's here now. Some of you are going through this. Some of you are getting ready to go through this. Some of you are just now waking up to this. Some of you are going to hear this message and start waking up to this. But there is an energy of purpose here. Judgment energy at the third eye. Third eye, all related to your reality, how you navigate your environment, how you're perceiving the world, with no filter on the lens. This is how you are to navigate your everyday life, with no filter on that lens, Taurus. Like I said, we have to be here, but we don't have to live the lie while we're here. We can live in truth inside of what is seemingly a big lie that exists all around us. This is a very empowering position to find yourself in, Taurus, because this means that you're starting to manifest a reality around you based off of this particular way of living. Magician at the foundation. Turning your visions into reality, manifesting your reality, picking up a very powerful energy surrounding manifestation with you, Taurus. See, Taurus is a fixed energy, just like Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I'm a Scorpio, so I know this energy very well. You really don't like change. You like to be comfortable. You like the way things are. So it takes a long time, and it takes a lot of power and a lot of inner strength to bring this change through in your life, Taurus. And again, I know this energy well. I'm a Scorpio, and I have a ton of Scorpio placements and Leo placements and Taurus placements. So this stuck energy is really all I really knew for the first portion of my life. So what this means, Taurus, is when you actually make changes in your life, They're here to stay. You don't go back. I just heard so clearly your next move has to be your best move. That is really definitive of what I'm trying to say here. You're starting to understand this. I feel like you're preparing for this. There's this strategy that I feel like you're starting to put into place, mentally speaking. I'm feeling a lot of power with this judgment at the third eye. You're really awakening. You're ready for this rebirth to come through in your life. You're no longer avoiding this, Taurus. You know this has to happen now. Otherwise, you might as well throw your happiness to the wolves, because that's very representative of the energy that I'm picking up here. It's an energy of you giving up on yourself if you don't take this step. And you know this now. It's time. Overcoming any sort of self-doubt. Doing as much self-examination as you need to get the energy moving. These sorts of changes, Taurus, always come with you having to self-examine. And again, I speak from experience. Self-examining is probably one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing, that any of us are tasked with doing when it comes to spiritual awakenings and ascending. But once you're on the other side of that energy, Taurus, you're going to look back and be like, wow, can't believe I didn't do that sooner. It actually wasn't even that hard. I just had to overcome my own ego. An ego that isn't even yours, Taurus. Think about that. It's an ego that's constructed by the system of control around us, the indoctrination. Ego, in and of itself, is indoctrination. Your own ego indoctrinates you to remain stuck. What do we have at the crown? Seven of Swords at the crown. Aquarius energy. This is you really starting to recognize this deception that's all around us, Taurus. It's energy of you breaking free of all this. No longer allowing this energy to strong-arm you, to breed this fear inside of you that causes you to just lock up and stay put. I just saw a gorilla pounding his chest and ripping open a cage that he was trapped inside of. Massive gorilla. That's you, Taurus. See, people know that once you realize the truth, Taurus, it's over for them. You are the bull. Nobody wants that bull to charge forward. We need that bull nice and calm, right? Because they know if that bull charges forward or that gorilla rips away the cage that's around them, it's over. It's very important that you start to accept the truth, Taurus. You have a lot already waiting for you. Some of you are aware of this, and some of you are making these changes now. And this is going to have a dramatic effect on the collective as a whole. When we all do this, we can all timeline jump. We're all raising our vibration incrementally in our own lives. And then we all come together, collectively speaking, like a web. And we start to manifest a life around ourselves that reflects this. But recognizing the truth is the first step toward awakening, ascension, timeline jumping. And this is very possible, Taurus. I speak from experience. Sounds like a wild, crazy idea. Timeline jumping? But it's really not. I didn't even used to understand it until I did it. And then I saw really how kind of easy it was. You just had to accept the truth and realize your own potential and power and what you're capable of. And how to think any less of yourself is you just completely surrendering to the systems of control, the mechanism put in place that doesn't want you to see this about yourself. What do we have at the foundation from the Occult Tarot, please? Wow. Ten of Pentacles, Barbatos, Virgo energy. Now, these next few cards I read as negative polarities, Taurus. So whenever I get this card, it's like somebody acting like they're always sticking their neck out for you, right? It's kind of got this charlatan energy. This is somebody who acts like they're doing everything for you, and you really don't need to do anything. Just leave it up to me. I'll take care of everything, right? Taurus, just stay put. I have your best interest in mind. I'm always sticking my neck out for you, Taurus. And I feel like this worked for a while, until you started to see that you weren't having any growth in your life, Taurus. This is somebody who doesn't want you to show up for your life. This is a very dark, demonic energy. This is the darkness. This is how they get us. This is the indoctrination. This is an energy here that wants you to be absorbed in the material, absorbed in the matrix, the grind of everyday life. It doesn't want you to connect with your higher self and the divine. Doesn't want you to use your intuition. Right underneath that magician, that really says it all. Because this is you realizing now what's been taking place here. I just heard you're living a simulation. Wow. Unbelievable. 5 of Wands. Leo energy, Agorist. And whenever I get this card, it's like this demon sitting on this powerful beast. This powerful beast is representative of you, right? The bull, the gorilla in the cage, pinning you down. Not allowing you to move. Creating obstacles, challenges, and delays in your life so you can't move forward and see the truth. 6 of Cups stacked with 5 of Wands at the sacral, keeping you stuck inside a karmic cycle, living inside the same simulation year after year after year. Nothing ever changes. See, what's so interesting here on the surface, it looks like they care. Oh, Taurus, just stay here, take this gift from me, right? Material, whatever it is. But behind the scenes, in spirit, this is what it really looks like, a demon pinning you down. But they show up inside the simulation like this. This could be romantic connections, family dynamics, careers. It's going to be different for all of you out there. Typically speaking, this energy is going to show up in all sectors of your life in some capacity. This energy is of very high intelligence. It knows everything about you, Taurus, so it's going to come at you from every single angle, and it's going to target your weaknesses. Like I said, the shadow, it's how they get you. They want to pull that shadow out, and then they want to offer you a resolution. Oh, I'll take care of everything, Taurus. Don't worry about it. I know you're going through this, and that, and the other. Trying to make something out of nothing as a means to keep you stuck. Hyperinflating your shadow. And then you pay for that hyperinflation on the back end. What do we have at the solar plexus? Okay, what are we going to take here? Okay, we're going to put both these back because it's too many cards. I only want one. What do we have at the solar plexus? 3 of Pentacles, Orobos. Wow, right underneath that 3 of Wands. 33 at the solar plexus. That number could mean something to some of you. This card is my bull in a china shop. Just when you think you're going to have some sort of win or elevation in your life, Taurus, this energy comes through and destroys everything. But it works from behind the scenes, right? You can't see this energy. It's just working through the system of control around you. It works through the simulation. It's like you're getting ready to have some sort of level up in your life, some sort of win, and then boom, it's taken from you in the 11th hour. Back to square one. Stuck in the same repeating cycle year after year, like I was saying, right? This is the karmic cycle. Not able to get out of that pattern of control. This is what you're starting to see through now. You're starting to look the other way. I know there's something better out there. I feel it calling me. And you're right, Taurus. It's that divine tether between you and source energy. You may be down here inside this system of control, this matrix that we were sent into to wake everybody up to this, to live in our truth, to help raise the collective vibration. But that hope will always stay alive inside of you. Even though when we're birthed into this life, we don't remember anything about our past lives. Who do you think does that to us, Taurus? Huh? And why? Well, the why is quite simple. If we remembered everything that happened in our past lives, we would be armed with wisdom and knowledge to be able to navigate this lifetime like a specialized pro. We'd be functioning inside of our purpose from day one. So the devil, make sure, the systems of control, make sure that we don't remember, that it's a reset. It's like they're just using us as cattle, using the light workers to help build the system of control, and in turn, using our own people against us. Light workers that are asleep against light workers that are awake. It's a sad reality, but this is a war. It's a spiritual war. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Ball, anger. This is Emperor in reverse energy. This goes along perfectly with everything I'm saying here, Taurus. This is this energy that's controlling the matrix. Whenever you hear about these people in entertainment that worship these satanic gods, and you hear about these rituals and all this stuff they do, it's always surrounding Baal. This right here is a very cutting-edge reading because it really speaks about what is going on, not only just in your life, Taurus, but it puts together the pieces in a way where we can really start to compartmentalize how everything that's happening inside our own individual lives is also happening on the collective world stage. And again, the way you fight this is by stepping into your own individual power. This is an energy of domination and force. It's an energy of excessive control. The mechanisms of control that are around us are all represented with this one card, Baal. This is the energy that we are fighting, Taurus. Take a good look. And this is all because of this. The Fool. Vehu Ia, New Beginnings. The Magician, to the Hermit, to the Hangman, to Judgment, and to the Fool. All this major arcana energy here tells a story. Realizing your potential, connecting with divine source energy, getting these downloads, being able to compartmentalize this, let go of all that doesn't serve you, release yourself from this restriction. You stepping into this judgment, awakening to your purpose, to your destiny, and then taking a leap of faith and standing directly in your power and your purpose. This is an energy of hope. Hope cannot be destroyed. No matter what they do, they cannot destroy hope. Hope is a weapon that can be used to birth life. Weaponize yourself with hope, Taurus, and you will not fail. What do we have at the throat? Three of Swords. Wow. Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Libra energy. Rahel. The quickly forgiving God. Love and submission. Cures illness. Influences paternal love. Gives long life. This is you leaving the heartbreak of the past behind. Moving on from these betrayals. This grief and this sorrow that running these cycles year after year brought into your life. When you see the truth, it's easier to let this energy go because you start to see it as something that was a part of the indoctrination. You see it as the enemy. However this shows up in your life. There's a lot of healing here available for you, Taurus, whether it be physical, spiritual, financial. It's all here. It's all encompassing. What do we have at the third eye, please? Boom. Powerful. The Chariot, Michael, right underneath that judgment at the third eye. This is you receiving the call. And here you are charging forward. The Chariot, Cancer energy, who is like God. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity, stepping over these beasts in your life. This is an energy of victory. A lot of action and change is wanting to come through for you in your life, Taurus. Emphasis on willpower here as well. self-control. This is a big thing for Tauruses. This is why the payoff is so huge. When you're able to overcome the low vibrational traits of your zodiac sign, this is when you really unlock your destiny. Because your zodiac sign is attributed to those behavioral patterns to keep you indoctrinated and stuck. So just know, Taurus, that if you go right through your biggest fears, the most overwhelming energies that have kept you inside this system of control, you will see massive, massive gains in your life, right? It's that stuck, fixed energy, like I was talking about earlier on in the reading, that surrounds all the fixed zodiac signs, bringing out your shadow, your worst traits, the worst parts about you, and using them against you to keep you indoctrinated, and so you stay put, Taurus. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Taurus, please? 3 of Pentacles. So we have, wow, this is perfect. So we have 3 of Pentacles here as well, but this is the negative polarity. And now we have 3 of Pentacles here, which is the higher polarity, the opposite. Capricorn energy, EIL, God-hearing laminations, mental force, protects against sorrows and illness. So Taurus, what I was saying back here about in the 11th hour, this energy just comes through and destroys everything. Whether it's you self-sabotaging based off of this system of control, this indoctrination, whatever it is, you now overcome this. You break out of the cycle. You start to see progress in your life. There's no more energy coming through to cause you to self-sabotage or to sabotage you. It's over. And this all has to do with seeing and recognizing the truth. Ripping that filter off of your lens, Taurus, and stepping directly into your power. Taurus, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, all that information can be found in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Taurus. Take care.